story and fate of quite possibly the most famed and skilled clone trooper during the Clone Wars era, Commander Cody, is mysterious and ambiguous. Both in canon as well as Star Wars Legends, we don't know the actual fate and death of Commander Cody, although in Legends continuity we have a much better idea what happened to him. Today though, we'll be breaking down the story of Commander Cody post Order 66, immediately following turning on his Jedi General Kenobi, starting with Star Wars canon. In Star Wars canon, we know little to nothing about the ultimate fate that befell Commander Cody. All we really know about the Clone Commander's legacy is that a lot of the protocols and drills that both he and Rex developed over the course of the Clone Wars would still be utilized by the Imperials, although the name Commander Cody wasn't even famous among the Imperial stormtroopers, leading me to believe that Commander Cody actually died shortly following Revenge of the Sith by unknown means. Whether or not he was eventually hunted down by a Jedi or something else entirely is unknown. It is possible though that Commander Cody was retired by the Empire following the events of Order 66, and was given sort of a security job among the Imperial era. However, again, this is not confirmed. It should also be stated that in Star Wars canon, the clone troopers were phased out of the Empire's ranks much faster than they were in Star Wars Legends. As for around the first decade of Star Wars Legends, the clone troopers were still the primary force of the Empire, which again is not the case of Star Wars canon, as they switched over to natural birthed individuals to be stormtroopers nearly immediately. This is why it makes sense for Commander Cody to have a much longer story in Star Wars Legends. In Legends, immediately after Jedi General Obi-Wan Kenobi escaped the planet of Utapau, Commander Cody received different orders to pursue the Separatist Council, which was Cody and his troopers' original mission when they ventured to the planet of Utapau in the first place. However, Cody and his squad would ultimately be unsuccessful, and the Separatist Council would later be hunted down and executed by Darth Vader. After the end of the Clone Wars though, the last generation of clone troopers became the first generation of the Imperial stormtroopers, with Cody being allowed to keep his rank in the Stormtrooper Corps, as he led a squadron of clone troopers for a great amount of time during the first few years of the Empire, still being a key leader and piece during the Imperial era in hunting down the remaining Jedi. Commander Cody actually survived a long time during his service to the Imperials, as he grew old enough to actually witness the clone troopers begin to be phased out by the more human-birthed stormtroopers, something that Cody himself was not very pleased with at all, as he considered the stormtroopers to become obsolete, believing that the clone troopers were superior in nearly every single way to the people that succeeded them. For Cody, it became exceptionally rare for him to actually be allowed to work with other Jango Fett clones, something that began to weigh on Cody leading towards the first year of the Battle of Yavin, where Cody had actually been reassigned to the planet of Kamino, in a cloning station in fact, being allowed to return home as a war hero. However, not all was well for Commander Cody during this era. Cody was placed in charge of an Imperial battalion comprised completely of natural birthed individuals, meaning that naturally Cody had a disdain for them. To make matters worse, Cody was not a very easygoing commander, despite there being limited action, if any action, on the planet of Kamino. Many of the Imperial stormtroopers were forced to run drills around the entire facility, guarding it thoroughly, despite the fact that the Kaminoans had already set up massive blasters and deterrents for any outside sources that would attempt to infiltrate Kamino. During this time though, Commander Cody was placed in charge directly by Darth Vader himself for a much more important mission. In secret, the Dark Lord of the Sith had began to clone his failed Sith apprentice Galen Marek on the facility, without the permission of his own Sith master Darth Sidious, Emperor Palpatine himself. Because of this, Cody was put in direct command of the clones, being commanded to guard them, again directly by the hand of Vader. During this time in Cody's life, he was viewed as a gruff old war general who had gone past his time, as many of the stormtroopers actually grew to hate Commander Cody, viewing him as too aggressive and too gruff, as he forced them on a daily basis to perform tasks that they believed were unnecessary. Now we reach the events of The Force Unleashed 2, where one of the most prized clones of Darth Vader and the original clone of Starkiller was able to escape the Kaminoan cloning facility, which is actually the opening level in Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2. Luckily though, Cody managed to survive the onslaught of the Galen Marek clone. Unfortunately though, merely days later, the original clone of Galen Marek would actually manage to return to Kamino, this time with a massive rebel fleet at his back. By the end of the massive battle, it is believed that every single stormtrooper under Cody's command, and Cody himself, died at the hand of either the fleet or Starkiller directly, with the Dark Lord of the Sith Darth Vader even being captured by Starkiller at the end of the conflict. Although Commander Cody's death has never been confirmed, it is confirmed again that his entire squadron died on that day. And since there's no word of Cody after this, I do believe too that Starkiller executed him on that day on Kamino. But that was the full story of Commander Cody in both canon and Legends continuity, post Order 66. But what are your thoughts on this famed commander of the Clone Wars, and his unceremonial end? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.